Hello and welcome back to another, well, actually I can't say another because we're in a new game, a different game. This is Trailmakers. You haven't heard of Trailmakers? It's just a pretty much just a sandbox game that you just build and you can drive things and all sorts of stuff. Let me just, this is something that I've made. This is, you have a bunch of stuff, there's DLCs, yeah, but so, yeah. But that's very much what Trailmakers is. If you haven't heard of it before, well, you might find out today what it is. But today we are building a bomber plane. If you didn't see my post about what you guys wanted me to build, well, somebody commented a bomber plane, so we're building a bomber plane. So actually, I think we're gonna go with a different seat rather than that. I think with this actually. Doesn't look like a plain seat, but I think we can make it work. Just needed something that was. You have this seat right here, the large cockpit, but I don't like it. Its connection points, it makes it funky. You give very little space on the inside, so I just don't really like it. So. Right here. So yeah, we're just gonna be building a bomber plane. It's gonna be a chill bit of gameplay. So I think when he said bomber plane, I think I'm going to do is you have these bomb bays that they just drop like projectiles that are bombs. But I think this kind of I just don't like that. So I think that we're gonna make a bomber plane. We're actually gonna drop TNT and stuff. Because you also have TNT. Right here, dynamite. I just hope that we don't get a complexity limit. This thing might be kind of complex. It might be pretty heavy on the complexity. It's definitely looking like a submarine right now. But I think we can. I think once we add wings to it and stuff, it might look different. So we probably were gonna put our wings right about here. So we're just gonna need to delete those because we need to use these. I don't need to, but I want to. Okay, then we'll just add 6 and a 6. Double up. And then we'll duplicate this on the other side. And then we will take those. Flip it around. Okay. Let's get the wings in. So I'm thinking probably something like that would probably be good for a lift. Now I know it's behind the, so you want it behind the, like really close to the center of mass, but we also still have to build the entire like tail part. So I think so we should be fine. It's kind of annoying. So I didn't mean to, I mean I did mean to copy it back there, but I didn't want to do that. So then let's do that. Yeah, those aren't connected all together, but just give me a second and they will be. So I think what we do is we do a little something like that. I'm definitely not the greatest builder in Trailmakers, but I want to say I'm like terrible at it. And so I think we probably do something like that. And then like that. Then I think what we can do is we can just, doesn't work, it's not that easy. Be nice if it was, but kinda wish that like didn't just give such a like a which was more like gradual. So we can do something like this. Then we have that as a problem. The thing is, if I do that, well, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Yeah, I think we'll just keep that. Okay. So then all we need to do is we just need to just keep copying a bunch of this stuff down more. So this will probably be where most like the bombs are. Or like the bomb probably. It'll probably just be one massive bomb. And then boom. And I think that we should probably start bringing it up, which I can do by not doing this, I don't think. So yeah, I think what we do is we go into this. Then we just have just do that. That should work. So then we can just block it. And then get a little less round, a little more sharp. And then down here, we're gonna need to cut this off soon. Ooh, wait, I have an idea. Maybe we just do something like that. That should work. Also, just to save on some complexity, we're just gonna delete all of that and just replace it with one of those. Then realize that you can't do that because there's a hole there now. Okay. I just don't really like how it's. Let's just keep building that and then we can come back to it. So let me just like think what we do is we go like that. I think I just kind of want it like that big and not like that long. And then so now all we do is we just need to build it like up to it. Just like fatten it up a little bit. So then as it gets closer, it gets smaller. I'm pretty bad at making the like tail fins of bigger planes and Trailmakers. Just so you guys know. In case this thing comes out looking horrific. I think I want this to be a little more gradual. Then we just now I have to worry about this thing. I have an idea. Let me just try taking those and then making them a bit bigger. Oh, I have another idea. What if instead of having it like that, we go boom. I've been playing Trailmakers for a little while. Like I didn't like I've probably been playing it since since it came out. But I played on my Xbox, so that's why I don't have nearly as many builds as I do. I mean, I think I have like 200, probably close to 300 blueprints on my Xbox. Then probably just can block this off. Okay, it's not terrible. Now all we need to do is we just need to. I don't think there's actually a angle that I can actually even match up with that. Never mind. It's right there. I think as you just get a bit longer, it slowly just goes with like the length. I know that you're not connected. Just give me a second. Then you are actually youth, I think. No, we need to angle that out a little bit more. And also, I think doing that and doing that. Yeah, that looks better. And then I think we just replace those with some of those. Yeah, and then we do that. There we go. Just spent majority of the time working on the tail fin. And now that I think about it, I should probably like scoot this out some. So this can be more gradual. And then I notice that these can just match up with those. I just need to let's get it a little bit longer. So the thing is with when people like are building in Trailmakers and they say that they can never build anything good, I think most of the time the reason why is that they don't use wedges and like rounded bits. I think that's like the majority of reason why people like, don't take this the wrong way, but can't build good in Trailmakers. Just my thought. So if you think that you can't build good in Trailmakers, just try to use some wedges more. Wedges. And I think these need to be pulled back a little bit. And this we need to, I think, do something like that. Let's do something like that. Would look better. So I just delete that, and then take this entire thing and copy it over. Scoot those back. Copy that. Okay. I must need to bring that over. Okay, I think that's pretty good. But now you see my weight has been brought back quite a bit. So I think we're like a lot, and I don't like that. So since I don't like where that is, what we'll do is we'll just hollow that out a little bit and replace this with that. And then we come down here. And just add a bunch of weight to the front, and then you see it's been brought up a lot. So that's how you bring it up if you don't like it, if you don't like where it is. Which I think is, don't like, not if you didn't know this, then well you didn't know it, but for people that have been playing for a little while, they've probably been yelling at me for that. Yeah, that does not look better. I haven't actually used that one, I don't think. I think doing something like that. There are like some games out there that are like way more complex than Trailmakers, and I don't understand like how people have like the patience to build in those games. Like Bricadia, I think Switch is a pretty newer game. You can, like, there's draggable stuff, and like you're not like limited to like these size of blocks. Like you can literally build like your own blocks. I just don't think that I would have the patience to actually like build in that game. But who knows, maybe if you guys want to see that, then maybe I can try it. But you never know. Who knows, maybe I will like it or not. And we just need some of that, and we some of that. There we go. Boom. You know what I just completely forgot about? Thrust. Don't quite know where we are gonna get that. I think obviously on the wings, but I have to design the thrusters. And also I don't really know how much thrust we need. I think that what I might want to do is take that, scoot it over some more, and make this a bit longer. And then I think we'll use 4x1. There we go. That looks better. Didn't look proportionate. Which is like a problem with Trailmakers, is that like some things they won't look proportionate. So like you need to like add more. But then when you add more, it doesn't fly as well. And also I think I forgot to mention this, but I have kept it in mind. I'm not allowed to use gyros. So just wanted to bring that up. So let's just see we probably could do a prop. Like using these. 800. And that gives 800. Or we could use rockets. I'm joking. See, I think we'll just use these. These things are massive. But just perfect to go for a massive plane. Then we use those. Then I think we go with that. Yeah. And I think what we're gonna do is we're instantly just gonna put it into a block transition. Yeah. You know, I just completely forgot. We also need to make the bomb too. So gotta keep that in mind. Is there like... No, I don't think so. Anything that would like look good. Don't propellers... No, propellers already have their intake. Right in there, I think. Not the greatest with props. I don't think actually using a transition was the right thing to do. I think just keep it going all throughout. Oh my gosh. Copy. And then I think right here is when we end it. I think what we do is we also, if this doesn't have enough power, I think I have an idea of what we can do. I want, like, that. So I think if we do some of those. So let me just copy this entire thing over to the other side. Yep, there's the complexity thing. But we're still good. Now let's see, well, this thing literally just looks like a massive boat. Just make sure, yeah. I have another idea. Let me just add some friction to these. Or add less friction. Don't want more friction. So I should lean back a little bit. There we go. There we go. Probably could add some extra to the back. I don't think. Whoa! Don't know what happened there. We definitely not enough speed. I guess so, since this is a submarine sea, we can also be a submarine. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need some more thrust, which I believe another thing that we can do is we can probably take some of these. And then you put one like that. Shove it in. Shove it in there. So then we can put only 3 in there. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Let me just check. 4. You can fit 4 space thrusters in there, which is not actually a whole lot, but it's more. Test it. I doubt it's gonna work, but or maybe we just need more thrust, or maybe more lift. That might actually be it. We might just need a little bit more lift because we're moving now. Yeah, I think we definitely just need more lift. I just like pin the water like crazy. And also, we hit, where do we land on like the back? The first thing. So if I just come down here, I can add a few small skis. Skis are just like the best thing in the world. So let me try doing something like that. Not like that. It's definitely looking longer. I'm kind of worried that just making it longer is not the right thing to do. You might need to actually make the wings wider. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll still work. But actually still looking fine. Actually, let's check. Okay, just the thrust. That's only because under the wings, not. Whoa! Completely ate half of my wing. Let me try not going off that way. Definitely feels a lot better. I mean, also it is a bomber, so they're not known to be the most maneuverable things in the world. I think the wings need to be maybe brought forward a little bit. Actually, maybe not. I think we should be fine. So now all I need to do is just how to design the bomb, which I think goes right in here. But now the thing that we gotta think about is how are we going to, like, are we just gonna leave a hole for the bomb to fall down, or are we gonna make it like a trapdoor? For content purposes, I think we're gonna go with a trapdoor like thing. Now you gotta think, do I want it to open downward or upward? I think opening downward would probably be better. Well, yeah, I'd have to, because if we opened it upward, the bomb will just get scraped by it. Not even scraped, it'd probably get absolutely like, just vaporized. Well, if it were to like just go through it all, but. Oh wait, then you gotta remember, you can't have it touching the sides. And so if we do something like that, and then we gotta add stuff like that, and we also have to add stuff like that, and like that. And then we decide that it doesn't need to go that, and then we go like that. So it'll keep the bomb in, but it just won't, it doesn't look the greatest. Which kind of matters to me, so. The problem is that you can still see in. But I don't think I can cover up those holes. I think these holes are just there. And I think they're just stuck there. So now I just need to design the bomb that can actually fit into this thing. Which is actually probably going to be harder than you think. Because we need tail fins on it. For a second, we don't need them, but it would be very nice to have. And I don't think that we can have them like this. So let's see, if I were to don't. There we are. So like if I were to grab this and so that I want to shove it in there, yeah. You see it won't fit in there. This is gonna be rough. But I mean I can not mean to delete that. So the thing is I can do something like this, which should fit in the thing. No, still won't because the bottom one. Well, I guess technically we don't need these top ones, do we? Only the side ones. But then the side ones won't even fit in there. This is challenging. I guess we literally could just drop a massive, just like, bomb, but I feel like that's just kind of cheeky. But like, what if, would that work? That might actually work. Okay, so let's just see. How big of a bomb can we like actually make here? So it would probably be able to be about yay big. Because you want some clearance. Well, actually probably just be that big. Yeah. That big. Then we could probably make it about that long. To have some clearance. Yeah. And the thing that I was wondering is, so we also probably do want like a small little cone on the front of this. Boom. Then I was wondering, what if I were to just like have these aiming like outward? And what if I had them like this? You see, like, that should work, right? Because they're both on the same like level. Well, maybe not the same level, but they're both on like the same like spot. They're just at different heights. So I feel like that this should work. Well, we're about to find out. And also the thing is, it doesn't even look half bad. I've seen worse. We just gotta see what this thing actually like. Is everything actually connected? Yeah, everything is connected to each other. But now, it's as big as the thing. So it'll have some difficulties going out. Which is a problem, because we don't want any difficulties. But luckily we can do that. And we can dilute that. Ah, yes, English. I love speaking English. I'm so good at it too. I don't know if that was right. So then, boom. That should be good. And then we also gotta connect this to a, we also need to connect this to some we need to connect this to a thingy. Yes. Wait, Detachable block. There we go. Once again, don't know why that was so hard. But that's fine. And how are we gonna do this, you might ask? By a way that I hate doing, because it normally makes everything go wrong. But that works. Then just in case if it messes up stuff, we can just slap something like that. And then this is definitely not gonna work first try. I know it. Just knowing Trailmakers and everything, it's not gonna work first try. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I also need to. So if I want to actually open the doors, I have to press A. Or no, S. To even actually open the doors, not even fully. Like if you look at the doors, you can see as I like try to turn stuff, it doesn't work. Hold on, let me just. Come down here. You guys need to be nothing, and we'll probably just have to use like E. It's like E to open, and then this we also want E. Toggle, we also want these to open up 90 degrees. Snap, we take off. We press E, it opens. We press E again, it closes. Let's gain some altitude. If you can never get something in Trailmakers working like first try, then it has to be like complex. It's actually you're just I completely forgot too. So the dynamite has the exact same keybind as the detachable blocks. So if you forget that, then your whole thing just goes to boom boom. It was also kind of fun because I also forgot to press E to open the doors. So let's just like level it out, press E, and then okay. So did you get caught on something? So I almost think that like where these come out, we just don't put these. Or we don't have them. Because I think that might have been something that I was getting caught on. So we just do that. And then we only need one on this side. And we just delete all of those. And take all these on that side. Then also I think just taking the entire bomb and skinning it back a little bit. It's extremely. There we go. I just skewed it back a little bit over the thingy. Okay. And also we can probably take these. I think there's a bigger. Not you. Let's get you back. It's so scary, like when first take off, because it like just barely misses it. Okay, so let's press E, let it open, and drop it. So I think those pipes are getting it stuck. So those pipes need to be on top. So, but it shouldn't be terribly hard to do. So let me just bring you over. Is literally like all we need to do. Why'd you? Okay. And then is literally all we need to do is we just need to do that. And bring it up. So and then that should work. Let's try that. But look how, like, when I was building the bomb, they said that you need clearance on all sides, and then I proceeded to put those pipes there and remove clearance. That's fine. See, I don't even listen to my own words. That wasn't terrible. Just try to drop it. Yeah, we're done. You're done. Let me try taking off here. I always forget that's F. I think if you gave us a long enough runway, I think we would have been able to take off. Take off from runway. And not need to land flat on, like, or basically run into the water. Open the doors. Pull over a little bit. And uh-oh. So it scooted. I scooted it backward thinking that it would make it come out easier, but I'm an idiot. It needs to go forward to come out easier. Oh, I didn't even thought about that. Since we put tail fins in the thingy, it brought like the thingies in like upward. It'd be nice if I could just like completely just get those like all the entire bomb easy, like easily, but I can't. So what I should be doing, I should put it like right there. And that should work. Okay, let's find out if that is better. Or if I'm just imaginary. I think it should be better. I think we just barely. I think it's because we start dragging a little bit on the back. I'm pretty happy with like the looks. It's definitely different, but it's definitely not terrible. So let's just open doors. and drop it. Okay, I don't know what it's getting caught on, but I think I'm gonna need to be cutting the video shortly. So, didn't come out exactly how I would like for it, but it drops occasionally. I think I have an idea. Let me try. Let me try adding a few gyro stabilizers, so like whenever I press E, it stabilizes. I think that that should work better. I don't think that we're gonna be able to get this thing like perfect and it's gonna drop like every single time, but we can make it hopefully work. This thing's a pretty big hunk of metal, so at least a 10. I think we can just get it down there. There we go. And also I should probably make these off by default E. Because the thing is, gyro stabilizers and planes is that it can really greatly like make you like less maneuverable. But like so that's why whenever I press whenever I like to have it. If I ever do put gyro stabilizers on a plane, I always have it like toggleable. Or it can really cause some problems. So like if I press E, see that we stabilize pretty well. We need a little bit of assistance, but yeah, I don't know why. Wait, what if I do that? That I don't know, we might make a part 2 to this to like finish it. And maybe we can like mess around with it a little bit, but I think we're gonna call it here because I don't want to make this video like an hour long, but yes, we're just gonna leave it like that. It's perfect. But we'll see you next time. Peace.